Welcome to Southern Cross Resistance. I am your host, Chris Learson, and today joining me in the brand new studio, for the first time, I add, Dion Franco. We've been doing this podcast, I guess, before we get into the stack of articles I have here, the first thing I wanted to bring up, now we've been doing this podcast pretty free of controversy, let's just say, like online-wise. Every time I posted something, it's usually been a good comment, like, "Hey, good job, guys." You know, fucking. Or that the most criticism we had was stop clicking the pen in one of the episodes. You know, I think one of us was getting nervous and going click, 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 click. You know.
Where's that pen?
Yeah, right. But what happened? That was the most criticism we have got. But the last couple episodes, and all the episode wasn't even based on that. Like, we covered feminism, fucking trans people, fucking the most controversial thing you can think of, right?
Yep,
and
right.
then
I wasn't there for that one.
Yeah, and then we got fucking like emails and comments on the videos because of one fucking little section at the very beginning, which was, I read this thing from Facebook that said that Australia didn't exist because of flat Earth. Now, that is the most criticism we've ever got from the fucking from any of the stuff we've ever talked about.
How's that criticism?
Huh? What?
How is that criticising us?
What are you talking about? But why? No, they're just saying fucking. Hang on.
Making a statement.
Yeah, but it's also like, okay. One of the main posted on not YouTube, but it was another website. Can't think of the name of it, but it's also a video site that we post on. BitChute, I think it's called. One of the first commenters that went up there was a guy fucking criticizing how we called it in the description. I called them as stupid flat earthers, and then he posted some bullshit about a gyroscope on an airplane, and then he's like, prove me wrong. Then there's other fucking. I got into a whole Facebook fight, which is probably stupid. You shouldn't fucking do that. With an idiot about flat Earth.
Mm-hmm. And
he ended up deleting me blocking me from the group because I ended the argument after posting like fucking all these articles. And mate, I truly hope that you get the help that you fucking deserve. And then I went to fucking Vision, came home, and I'd been blocked from the group because I'd insulted him and blah, 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 blah. But I wanted to begin this fucking podcast about flat Earth, because the other times it was just a mention of like, oh, they're idiots, moving on. But no, fuck them, man. You know, they fucking pissed me off enough, so I want to fucking talk about it. But before we get stuck onto these, what's your opinion? You can't just
flat Earth.
Just flat Earth, yeah.
In my own opinion, I mean, sorry.
Mm-hmm. You're right, dude.
In my own opinion,
yeah. Well,
I think it's false.
I think it's all bullshit, man. Because, as you pointed out on the phone to me yesterday, so everyone's in on it. Everyone. Like, every government's in on it.
Surely
and
not everybody was kung fu fighting.
Well, that's exactly right. It's hard enough to keep a fucking secret between two people, let alone fucking tens of thousands of people. That's why I don't fucking believe this shit. But anyway, come on, what's some criticisms that you have of it? I know you have plenty. We've had plenty of discussions about this. Don't go quiet on me now. Now that we have an audience so you to vent to.
My criticism would just be to people that do claim about the flat Earth. How many of them actually do go out and do proper experiments and proper observations for themselves and actually critically think for themselves and not just watch a YouTube video and assume what someone else is saying. That's probably my biggest critique of those type of people. If you really want to find out something for yourself, the best way to find out is for yourself.
Yeah, well, do your own research.
You got to look with your own eyes, do your own research, and come to your own conclusion.
See,
and that's the only way you can get through life, as far as I'm concerned.
That's why when I first started listening to conspiracy theorists, I initially was like, okay, they're full of fucking shit, like, you know, certain fucking things. But what they always said, whether Alex Jones, Luke Rakowski, whoever it is, they always ended with whatever you believe me or not believe me, it doesn't really matter. Go do your own research. With these people with flat Earth, it's either believe me or you're a fucking, or you work for NASA.
Well, for me, and I could be completely wrong, but I think the true root of it is religious, and like the Christian Bible. I can't remember. I think it's the Old Testament where God talks about the firmament. And it's basically describing the Earth as a snow globe. It's a flat base. It's got a dome. Describes God basically using it as his footstool.
They're getting this from the same book,
and this is from the Bible.
Yeah.
So
the same book where kids were taunting a fucking.
Could be wrong. That's where it sort of derives from. It's a phonetical idea.
Yeah.
Sort of people that are, I'd say ignorant and sort of take things too literally, and they don't sort of look into things. So they don't look. Don't read between the lines, and they don't come to their own conclusions. That's probably the biggest problem.
On the last podcast, I called these guys theorist arsonists. They're like little kids with matches, right? And they're flicking that out to the internet, hoping something, because I couldn't argue the point on why someone would believe some of this fucking crazy shit, right? So I thought they're got to be making it up. They've got to be bullshit artists, So what they're doing is they've got this bullshit idea, like a fucking kid with a matchbox, and they're just flicking it out, trying to fucking start a brush fire.
Metaphorically.
A metaphor, yeah. That didn't catch. Flat Earth.
Everything's catching.
I don't think that I don't even think that they knew what they started, and before they know it, they're like, oh my god, the whole fucking thing's erupting. But I don't understand. It's almost like we've gotten to a point with society where we don't believe the news, which is quite fucking fair when they lie to you about weapons of mass destruction and reasons they invade countries, on and on and on and on again. There's no reason to fucking believe mainstream media. I get that. There's no reason to believe government. They're constantly lying. But I feel we've gotten to a point with all of that shit that we just don't believe anything that anyone fucking says. To the point that if they say that the Earth is round, that they're like, nah, that doesn't exist.
If you look into it a bit further and you go into history, you'll see before the church and the clergy that, the Greeks thought that the Earth was round. There's a lot of ancient cultures
but they're also debating
that the Earth was
round.
But
sure. But they're also debating back then if the world was flat or round.
There's even mathematics to prove it.
What the Earth is flat or round?
It's quite some accuracy, yeah.
That it's flat or
that
it's round.
Circular. Yeah, that's the globe.
Oh fucking! For a second there, I thought I lost you to the flat earthers. I was just like, "Oh no, Franco, come back to reality!"
Oh my god!
Yeah.
It's gone too far.
I've gone too far to go back now.
Return.
It's like watching Joe Rogan, and he talks to Eddie Bravo, which is one of his mates. And in one episode,
starting on a fresh slate, and it's going to be a flat slate. Don't want none of this round shit. Had enough.
Yeah,
it's too much for me.
But all right, even you, like during like parties and stuff like that, have fucking, I won't say you're a mathematician, but you're able to spill out actual fucking statistics that are legitimately give credence to the fact that the Earth is round, not fucking flat.
Realistically, all I'm doing is parroting smart people that.
Well, that's fine. That's all human.
Better than me. All I can do is research, and I like to look shit up, and that's what I do. I like to learn and conclude shit for myself, and that's through sifting through all the information that there is, and then coming to your own conclusion, and then living with that. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Oh, actually, I said it in the last couple that I actually don't mind being wrong.
Most of the time, I feel that the shit I conclude with or come to a conclusion with resonates with me. It feels true to me. So.
Well, to me, it comes down to facts.
And it makes perfect logical sense to me. Makes common sense.
I need a little bit more than that. I need reason and evidence and facts. To really fucking look at anything, you have to really give me those, use 9/11 for an example. A reason, why did they do it? Why, if the government blew up those buildings, why? Okay, give me some evidence. And again, sorry.
Thank God.
Just, build up a case like they would in a courtroom. if the evidence is strong, it shouldn't be that hard to do.
Yeah.
So when it comes to this flat Earth thing, all I keep hearing is this is my opinion. Well, my opinion is blah, and my opinion is blah. When for the last 500, 600 years, we've been fucking. We've proven that it's round, you know. And
simple observations for me that I've concluded is, you know, just proportions and sizes, patterns. Just looking up in the sky and observing that, you know, other things around too. The moon, the sun.
Yeah. So all these things are just facing Earth. Like, okay, if they're they're all discs, then they're all pointed in the direction of Earth.
I think, according to flat Earth theory, they're doing like a figure eight. The sun and the Earth are doing some type of figure eight around.
Jesus Christ.
The disc.
Yeah.
And then there's a huge ice wall. Beyond that is
that fucking ice wall pisses me off, man.
That's what's beyond that ice wall.
Yeah. That's where they're filming. Yeah, that's where the White Walkers and shit are. But no, that's what pisses me off the most. So my grandfather...
We're in the middle, where we're in reality. Outside the wall is fantasy.
While we're talking, I'm going to throw up some fucking photos of my grandfather in the Antarctic. Fucking that... You know, and they're gonna say, no, that's fucking fake.
There's gonna be someone in the audience goes, look, I can see it. There's the wall.
Yeah, it's just, or that's fake, or fucking you're just pulling those photos out of your ass, or whatever, man. Fucking,
they're gonna want birth certificates. They want blood evidence, DNA evidence. That's actually your grandfather.
Yeah, well, actually,
are they really dogs? Is that actually a sleigh getting pulled?
But I've told you the story of what happened with Kev and that. Like, my real grandfather, biological grandfather, passed away. And then when my mother was about 9... Oh, that happened when my mother was about 9. Then a few years later, my grandmother met Kev.
She went through a phase.
Don't do that. But then when she met Kev, like, he became my grandfather. Because on both sides of my dad, his dad passed away before I was born, and my mum's dad passed away before I was born. But... growing up, like, I had no reservations of calling this man my grandfather. So when it's fucked, because it wasn't until after he died that I started saying stuff like that, like, oh, my grandfather Kev, And it's one of those things that you sort of regret not fucking.
Even though he wasn't.
Yeah, even though
he still raised you like
you
were his own grandson.
But even
still had bonds somewhat.
Yeah. But even though, like, we're not blood related or anything like that, and even though I didn't get the chance to tell him myself, like, that he was my grandfather. I'm getting choked up. I shouldn't be. Anyway, that he wasn't my.
Where's the tissue?
Yeah, I know, right? But
it's gone off track.
I've gone off track.
About flat Earth.
Okay, but no, that's what I was getting at, man. Like, there's photos of him in the Antarctic.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up looking at these fucking photos.
Later, after the podcast.
What, you want me to show you the photo?
No, you don't have to prove to me, but
I'll put them up. I'll put them up when I edit this fucking thing.
At least half a person out there.
Half a person. What, the Tyrion Lannister?
Maybe not talking literally half person, but mental capacity.
Dude, these guys have to have a fucking IQ of room temperature. It's the only thing that makes sense. Otherwise, they know they're lying, and they get a kick out of it.
We could be the batshit crazy ones, even with all the evidence. Who knows? Could be some type of borderline of truth to it. But in Dion's world, that doesn't exist.
But that's not facts. That's not facts. You want to stop talking some facts. Where's that fucking
Dion's
thing that I had?
World.
They even said, you saw the video when Elon Musk launched that rocket just recently.
Yeah, the Tesla car.
Yeah. And they were saying,
there's no rear view mirror.
Huh?
How are we supposed to know it's really in space? It all looks
but
fake.
people are saying
CGI.
People are saying there are no stars.
Anyone can get a Tesla, prop it up, and put a green screen behind it.
Yeah, listen.
Especially Elon.
But listen, they say there's no stars in the fucking thing. Well, if you're using that camera and that type of lens, you won't pick up the fucking stars, especially when you're right next, when the fucking sun's, shining onto the earth,
more interesting
glaring onto that lens. You won't see the fucking stars.
The more interesting thing that comes to me thinking about that is how little it's taken for this car to travel from Earth's orbit, and apparently it was in Mars's orbit.
Yeah.
And now it's gone even further. Now, if it only took that fucking long, why are they saying it's taken going to take so long to get to Mars?
Because of the amount of people that they want to take to Mars, the food that they have to take, the fuel reserves. Because when they get there, there's no breathable air, so they have to have, like, almost like on the Martian, those domes, those biodome-like things. They have to take those there. They can't build them there. Like, they can't build them out of the scrap metal and shit. So there's more... When they sent that rocket, there was a lot... It was a lot lighter than sending a giant fucking rocket with all the supplies they'll need, because it's a one-way trip.
I really didn't think of that. That was pretty...
Well, it's a one-way trip, dude. Yeah. And I'm not going to Mars on a one-way trip, man. When they figure out how to send people back...
But even the car, it's not like... They would have had to slingshot it somehow.
What do you mean?
Well, just the car itself had some type of boosters, some type of control system to propel it.
No, I think it was inside the fucking the chassis. If you have a look at the rocket here, I think this is how it works. Now, you know how pieces of the rocket detach. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the car was inside.
Detached.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the car.
Car's now out in space. Yeah. I understand that, but the car itself, is there any propulsion system on that to keep it going, or is it just willy-nilly floating? No,
I think it would be like when they go to the moon and the fuselage drops away, all that sort of crap drops away, but they still have the booster rockets to get them to the moon. So I'm pretty sure whatever's still attached to the car would be the fucking booster rockets. Because if you notice that the angle of the thing, the camera's strapped to the door, so you're not seeing the back of the car, you're just seeing from the passenger seat facing the driver's seat.
Yeah,
so, and that's where that's where the camera's strapped, so you don't see the front. Exactly, you don't see the front of the fucking Tesla car, nor do you see the rear. I think if you would have seen the rear, you'd see where the booster rockets are that's propelling the thing. But it doesn't.
Apparently, it wasn't just the car he launched. There was something more important in the car.
Was there? Like what? Is this a conspiracy theory?
No, I think pretty sure it's fact.
Oh, okay.
Basically, he launched, I think it was 3 discs. They're like these plastic, thick-shaped discs. They're only small. Basically, they're like a data collection, like a, you know...
What of like
hundreds of thousands of terabyte of information can be stored on these discs.
Oh, like what they did in the 70s
to last fucking forever.
Like they did in the 70s, yeah.
Millions of years, so apparently they're guaranteed to last for. So we sent them up there, just sort of like another Hubble telescope, and put a plaque on there just in case.
I don't think aliens have USB ports. Well, I'm just putting that out there.
Checking out this Tesla car and they find these discs. What the fuck?
Yeah, well, imagine they go and try and talk to the dummy.
Oh my god!
And his head fucking falls off. We've killed him!
I was just seeing Joe Rogan, he's like, no, just Elon's fucking one of his enemies. Some maid just fucking ripped him off $5.50 out of his top drawer or something. Stuffed in this dummy now.
Well, it's a way of, like, I was watching fucking Star Trek the other day. Like, I've been binge watching the old Star Trek from Kirk right up to fucking Voyager. And there's an episode where a murder's taken place and they've injected the body into the sun just to like clear up any evidence, and it was like one little fucking thing that was left over that led them to find out that, you know, they injected that body into the sun, whatever. But I remember sitting there watching going, yeah, that's how people in the future are going to commit murders, like, and get away with bodies. They're just going to fucking be shooting the fucking cunt off into the sun. If you're traveling around Star Trek style,
cannon, thump.
Yeah, like, dude, if you're traveling around Star Trek style, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be nothing to fucking fly by a sun and go, boom, and shoot something out the side. Just saying. Anyway, that's off track. But, okay, so the article we have here...
back down.
Oh, shit, look out.
Whether it be flat or round.
Yeah. It's honestly, I feel that these guys are fucking with people. That's all I can... They're like the 4chan fellas.
Probably some that realistically think it's true.
I think they're being duped. I think when they launched this thing, whoever, you know, flat earthers, you know, the earth is flat. I pray for humanity that the person who initially put that information out didn't believe it. But then it just, as I said before, a fucking theorist arsonist, and the brush just caught. Now all these fucking people, and it just lost control of it.
The root cause of it is actually religious fanaticalism. Just people reading into shit too literally.
Yeah, but as well, Joe Rogan pointed out, if you want to look at that book too much, there was that guy, the bald guy that was getting teased by a bunch of kids. So God sent after two female bears. Went after,
It's more like 40 kids.
What, 40 kids? Okay,
something like that.
And mauled the kids. And God did that because
he was bald.
Because
and they were mocking him. Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on, I'll just turn you.
Yeah, there's also stupid stories of him telling people to make shit pies with their own feces.
Oh, really?
That's really in there.
In what?
Oh, I couldn't tell you because I'm not a fucking
Yeah.
Bible fanatic.
Listen, man, I think there's a lot of good stuff in there and a lot of fucking bad stuff in there. But it probably is a fucking
principles and good morals from some of the stories in there, but some of it's just like, what the fuck? There's over 45 books that they didn't include, or some like that were either included and heavily edited, or they were completely excluded altogether, like the Book of Enoch, for example.
Was that excluded, was it?
Yeah, and that's one of the Gospels.
Well, the deep
derived from God Himself,
the deep
written through man.
Yeah, the Deep Sea Scrolls, man.
Like every other version. So.
Well, yeah. So why isn't that sort of included?
And then when the canon was put together, it was put together by a bunch of guys that felt which books were right and which books weren't.
Well, because
right
propaganda wasn't working for them at the time.
The masses,
yeah, because propaganda stopped working for them because they were saying, "Don't fucking be a Christian. Christians drink the blood of babies and eat flesh," and today we call that communion. You know, but what I'm saying is propaganda. They were twisting the facts. You know what I mean? And when that didn't work, they adopted.
Why would you want to go to a place that fucking makes you feel bad and wants fucking money for it? You know, you really want to have a spiritual experiences inside. It's all around it. You don't have to go sit in some brick building and listen to some knob and his perception about spirituality.
I get more of a religious experience walking my dog down to the bridge just early in the morning, just as the sun's rising up just above the fucking bridge and it's shining against the water and you've got that golden hue. And I just sit on the fucking, sit right there and just stare at the fucking sunrise or sunset maybe. It depends on what time of the day that I get down there. And to me, that's more of a religious experience than fucking anything that I've ever gotten out of church or even fucking religious education, which pissed me off as a kid because I'm like, I got kicked out of religious education because I asked them when they'll start talking about Buddhism and Judaism. And like I started, so you're talking about Christendom and Catholicism. I get that. Are we gonna, because it's called religious education, are we gonna start, dipping our toes into anything else? And I don't know, that they kicked me out of class for that. But I didn't really care because I wasn't really interested in the fucking thing to begin with. But
these people that really truly believe the Earth is flat, most of them probably got a lot of religious education.
This is what I've been talking about for a long time.
Indoctrination.
It becomes an ideology, and since the death of God, was it Nietzsche that wrote the poem "The Death of God"? That was the introduction of science, and that's what he was pretty much talking about. And it's beautiful, beautiful poem. If you ever want to go read it, called "The Death of God," it's just absolutely beautiful. Well written. What I mean is the context isn't very nice, but the way it's written is fucking beautiful. And he talks about when science came in and we forsaked religion.
It killed the flat Earth theory, but no.
What was that?
Science apparently killed the flat Earth theory for about 500 years.
Yeah, well,
raised its ugly head again.
I find it funny that science was out of religion. It was the monks studying shit that led to the first science and shit. Because as their claims was, we want to understand what God created. So they started studying plants and et cetera, and then eventually that's what led to modern day science, and it came out of religion. So the one
science didn't come out of religion.
Huh? Yeah, it came out of the monks studying gods, studying the plants and studying the earth around them.
Yeah,
that was the initial. Yeah, huh? There was what was it called?
Small science come out of alchemy.
You're talking about yeah, that was alchemy. That was initially then when the science started turning against religion, that's when they started calling it alchemy, and that's when it started being banned as witchcraft.
Science is more the alchemy without the spirituality involved with it. There's no
Yeah.
deity type spirituality. It's more the connection of oneself.
But I think
how in tune oneself is.
Yeah, I think where we're going with this is flat Earth is really no different than someone who's wrapped up in their own religion. They want to believe this so badly.
Just ignorant people.
You think it's just ignorance? I don't think it. I think it has to do with ignorance. I think ignorance plays a part, but I don't think that's 100% of the answer. I think because
what do we know, like in terms of scientifically, roughly, the Earth is
I've got that
40,000 kilometers in circumference.
Yeah, we got that here. Hang on. Yeah, keep going. Yeah. Just give me a second while I find this.
If you go to the atmosphere of the Earth, like a lot of people have, and taken pictures, even above the atmosphere.
Sorry, I'll just get your lean.
That stretch of that arc.
Sorry, Frank. I'll just get you to come back.
40,000 fucking kilometers. Most people can't see with the naked eye past a kilometer.
Well, yeah. Do you want to?
Depending on how good the fucking lighting is and where they are, and fucking if they're on top of a mountain, depending on their perception of view and what's happening.
Yeah.
Now you try and take fucking like a pinhead. Say that's you, the pinhead, and then fucking.
You calling me a pinhead?
Yes.
Okay.
Just for scale version, say that you're the size of a pinhead,
right,
and you manage to go up to the fucking.
It's because I'm bald.
The top of the Earth.
Yeah.
You've like, right, I'm gonna do a Hugh thing and build my own rocket.
Okay.
And don't believe in science,
but
I'm going to use rocket science to build this rocket.
For people who don't know what you're talking about, that's that fella over, I think it was Canada, who built a rocket to prove that the Earth was flat.
Yeah. Anyway,
but then cancelled it a month later.
Basically, say that's your scale size, pinhead.
Try and just get. Yeah. Sorry, dude.
Pinhead type size.
I just don't want to keep adjusting the mics over here.
You're up the top.
Yeah.
Of the Earth. Now, imagine the Earth is, say, like a huge yoga ball.
Sorry. Yep.
Like.
Yeah.
Even bigger.
Or even in
terms of try and scale it to roughly 40,000 kilometers stretch, and you're not going to see your fucking arc. There's no way.
No. You're too up close to it. So from your vantage point, you just see a flat surface.
There's a Japanese satellite camera that takes pictures of the Earth 22,000 kilometers away, above the Earth, and it shows that it's round.
Yeah.
It doesn't show, the arc.
No.
It shows that it's round. And I'm just going to get told it's just pictures.
Yeah.
Pictures can be...
It's fake. It's fake.
It's just like everything else.
That's fake news. That's fake news.
But like, similar to what Joe Rogan pointed out on one of his podcasts, where's the pictures of the flat Earth?
Yeah. Well, that's exactly right.
We shouldn't be trying to disprove shit. They should be trying to prove it to us.
Yeah.
We're the majority.
Well, yeah. Listen, if you have a good argument, then it's based on facts and evidence.
Basically.
And they don't have either.
Put something under rigorous scrutiny.
Yeah.
And to keep questioning it.
That's exactly right.
Even when you do think you're having a conclusion, keep thinking about it and keep questioning it.
Well...
Because we're not.
I started this podcast
right. We have been proven wrong before.
Yeah, dude. I started this podcast about conspiracy theories, and that's all I ever really wanted to talk about. I just wanted to do this thing about conspiracy theories. But as it evolved and as it grew, some of those theories, I won't say I don't believe 100% of them anymore, but a lot of them I was like, oh fuck, really? I can't even think of some of them. But my point is, I questioned what I believed myself. Which changed my vantage point.
Yep.
I think a lot of people, regardless if they're religious, regardless if they're flat earthers, regardless if they're feminists, regardless on whatever ideology that they have, they refuse to question it, and it becomes a part of them. So instead of arguing their point, they don't really have a point because the idea owns them. They don't own the idea because they don't know the other side. They can't sit there and argue the other side.
It's like arguing with a woman, even if you're right.
You said
that
because
they argue the point.
Yeah.
Till death. It's very similar to this situation. Regardless, I think it's still good that the debate's still there and the argument's still there because argument is healthy.
Yeah.
Debate is healthy. Questioning is healthy and thinking is healthy.
That's exactly right.
And it's, for me, I guess you could say I'm open-minded enough to go, I've concluded this for myself, that the Earth is round, but given enough evidence and proven otherwise, I'm open-minded to go, hey, I was fucking wrong.
I remember when you came around to my house.
But until then, I doubt it.
I first heard about flat Earth. Like, I knew about it from back in, like, you know, the 1800s and when they used to, whenever they used to debate it back in the day.
I come around here and I'm like, dude, you got to check this out. And you know what? To be completely honest, it was from a YouTube channel I looked at, and I was just sort of browsing through.
But that's not how you pitched it to me. That's not how you pitched it to me. You came to me and you're like,
I did make quite a logical argument.
You're like, I've got to say something.
You know, since then, I've had a lot of time to think about it too.
But you came to me and you're like, I've got to tell you something, and I'm like, oh man, are you alright? Like, I thought you were telling me you're about to have cancer or some shit. You know what I mean? The way you came across was so sincere and serious. Like, we've got to talk about something. I don't want you to laugh at me. I'm like, oh. Laugh at you? What are you talking about? And then you laid out a few.
He always laughs at me.
A few more arguments, and I'm like, dude, whatever it is, man, fucking, I'll listen, you know. And then you're like,
he didn't listen.
You're like, what if the Earth's flat? Oh, fuck off, man! No! Come on! And I just remember laying out like, fuck, and you're just like,
just hear me out.
Yeah, exactly.
Hear me out.
Yeah. I heard you out, though.
They only let scientists in a certain area of Antarctica. Everything else is barred off with, like, razor wire and military armed guard, and there's dogs barking.
They're not actually sled dogs. Come on, man. It's 21st century. You really think they use sled dogs anymore? No, they're guard dogs. They guard the wall.
They are not fluffy huskies that want to cuddle. They are not fluffy huskies.
It's like, no, we have fucking, snowmobiles now. Those dogs are to guard the wall. That's why they have the dogs there, to guard the ice wall. Why do you think the ice wall looks so convincing on Game of Thrones? Because they know the truth, and that's where they film it. And it's just like, you mother... I've seen them post...
the husky dogs are tied in with the Black Watch?
Night Watch, dude.
It's the Night Watch?
Night Watch.
It is the Night Watch.
I'm
don't
pretty
watch
sure.
enough Game of Thrones. Condemn me.
Dude, you know what?
Frowned upon, Franco. Don't watch.
We're going to now get attacked by flat earthers and Game of Thrones fans. What's wrong with you?
I have a life. I like to go outside, look at the sun, and take acid.
It's like the old Bill Hicks joke, you know. I sit there watching the news and they're like, murder, death, suicide, murder, death, suicide. And I look out the window, tweet, 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 tweet. Where's all this murder, death, suicide? Anyway, I'm fucking that joke up. Must be down the street. Yeah.
Not on my street.
Yeah. As long as it's not on my street. Yeah. Okay, but you want to get into some of the top 10 reasons? Okay, what's this? It's from...
Must be at OJ's house across the road.
I was listening to a comedian the other day. Now you mentioned OJ. Fucking, OJ Simpson. He was talking about Ebola.
No, I don't.
Yeah, anyway.
No.
Never heard of the dude? Never heard of the dude? Oh, well, I'll let you... Oh, he murdered his wife, apparently. But he was... Okay, so I was listening to a stand-up comedian. And he was talking about Ebola and how the fucking news fucking pumped it up. So, Owen Benjamin, if you ever get a chance, just listen to the dude. He's fucking hilarious. I've been promoting him for the last fucking... I'm trying to get him on the show. I've been sending him emails, but he won't write back. But anyway. He done a joke where fucking he's like... news keeps telling me about Ebola in America. Ebola, and he goes, and after 6 months, Ebola has killed one person. You're twice as likely to die at the hands of O.J. Simpson than you are Ebola. You know how fucking serious Ebola, and he's just sort of playing up the fucking idea of how fucking news just fucking sends everything fucking skyrocketing. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I just thought you'd get a laugh, but apparently you didn't find it funny. Anyway.
I watched Mike Tyson the other day tell the boxing interviewer that his back was broken while he was standing there giving the interview. He's like, excuse me, Mike, can you tell us that again? Yeah, my back is broken.
Have you seen the one where he calls that guy an asshole? During the interview. He's like, yeah, you're nothing but a piece of shit. And the interviewer was...
cracks us out.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you're
With the
nothing but a
interviewer.
piece of shit.
You weren't going to ask me these fucking questions.
Yeah. I like Mike Tyson, regardless if he bit that guy's ear off. Made that bite guy, the guy that got his ear bitten off, made him fucking famous, because I didn't know who the fuck he was until then. Anyway.
Yeah, but this poor bastard's got to go around for the rest of his life going, hey, you're that guy that got his ear bitten off by Mike Tyson, didn't you?
No. Not me, man.
Poor cunt's probably wearing earphones for the rest of his life. He's so self-conscious.
Yeah, maybe, but look at fucking Seal. You know the singer Seal? He looks better with the scars than he does without the scars, man. He got burned in the
Found
fire.
Going to cut his ear off and sold on eBay. So
What?
Get the ear that Mike Tyson did. Go for millions.
It probably
Some
fucking
weird ass
it
collector
probably
would get that.
fucking would, man. You probably wouldn't get away with it on eBay, but you probably would get it away with somewhere you'd probably get away with it. But anyway.
Black market, maybe.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, so only reason I bring up flat Earth is because I'm getting annoyed over the fucking internet post saying fucking flat Earth, flat Earth, flat Earth. So I thought I'd do a whole fucking video about it and then just stop. And after this video, I'm never mentioning
Thousands
it.
of other people have done videos about it.
Hey man, well, I'm just getting my opinion across. I'll put my opinion across. They can put their opinions across. Then we can end it. And maybe, hopefully, fucking some of these fucking flat
Will this
earthers.
conclude things for you?
It will. I'll just want to put the cap and twist,
You
and
want
then we're
cap
done.
and
We're
twist?
done. Cap and twist, and we're
Yeah.
fucking done. Now, I downloaded this thing. Now they're gonna say this is fake news. Probably put out by NASA. I don't know why they have a list, but they do.
Maybe Mike works there.
Maybe. Do you want to give this a read, man? I just want to. My reading skills online are fucking terrible. I know I got to get better, folks. But anyway. So yeah, just give out the top 10 reasons why the Earth is fucking round, and we'll fucking move on. So I think we've gone through like all the other fucking shit.
Reason number 1. 3 mystical elves are in control of everything.
I knew it! I fucking knew it! 3 mystical elves. I fucking knew it. They fucking detached from Santa years ago. Anyway, keep going. Sorry, I had to add my little fucking rant.
No. No 3 mystical elves.
Sorry, dude. I didn't knock. Hang on. Keep going.
This is like an article. This isn't.
You can read the
facts.
top 10, huh?
This is.
Yeah, alright. Just put it in the fridge. Oh, look out! The fan. Now Franco gets the fan. I don't get the fan. Just there you go. Yeah, fine. And I know it's an article, but fucking, you can at least read out the top 10. The first one's number 10 is the moon,
The moon.
and we covered that before. But anyway, yeah,
It's round.
yeah, because you can
Made
fucking
of cheese.
Made of cheese.
You can see the Easter Bunny.
Listen, the problem, they'll now turn around and say, but you only ever see one surface of the moon. Yeah, sure, because there's no fucking magnetic poles that make the moon spin. So when it goes around the Earth, we only ever do see one side. That's why the other side's called the dark side of the moon. Anyway, and as it spins around the Earth, it only fucking faces the one side. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, fucking moon's round. You can see it by a telescope. Moving on.
Okay, astrologer.
Yeah, exactly. You got a lighter there?
Ships and the horizon. Yes, I do have the lighter. I have my lighter.
Can I borrow it, please?
I'm busy reading.
Oh, come on, man. You had it on the table before.
Now it's in my hand.
Oh, just give it. Yeah. Come on, man. Don't be rude.
Damn it.
Oh, well, yeah, alright. Oi, look, cat.
Oh.
So what was that other one? What was number 9? The circumference of the moon. What? The circumference of the Earth.
3. Varying star
You
constellations.
Yeah.
Varying star constellations.
So if the Earth was flat, we wouldn't get fucking different stars in the system. There would be no fucking horoscopes. There'd be none of that fucking bullshit.
4. Shadows and sticks. So if you take a stick, and then you look at your shadow, and then you throw the stick at your shadow, Count the time.
I was legitimately listening to you until I heard throw the stick at your shadow.
Count the time it takes for the stick to reach the head of your shadow.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
And if you put your left finger out to the left, no.
You stick your left finger in your bum,
There is a
throw
way
the stick
to
at
do
your
it
shadow,
with sticks and shadows.
and it proves the earth is round.
Put the stick in the ground,
Mm.
and you watch the shadow cast over the stick as the day
Yeah,
progresses.
it goes back to the old clock.
And
That's how they used to do the clock.
When the shadow of the stick, there is no shadow, or it shows vertically straight.
Yeah, but it's the old Roman clock.
It's roughly noon.
Yeah, you know, the old fucking Roman clock.
Yeah, that's where the hourglass. Oh, not
the hourglass.
Sunglass.
Yeah, what?
Sundial.
Sunglass. That,
Sundial.
yeah. Sundial. That's it. Yep.
Sundial.
Yep.
Dial of the sun.
So
Shadow dial.
I found something
Sundial.
before we can.
Cast shadows. Helps tell time.
Okay, so how do they explain the sun going around? So where the sun's just like a balling, like flat disc facing the Earth, going around like that. Is that what they're pretty much saying? And because they explain gravity by the fucking disc flying upwards, and that's how fucking gravity works. You told me that the other day. But anyway, fucking, I just don't understand how the fucking how apparently the sun fucking works in this equation.
Must move up with it.
The entire fucking system just goes up.
Yeah.
Just keeps moving up.
Must.
Or maybe that explains the changing fucking star systems, unless they all look the same. You keep going up and they keep changing, star systems keep changing, then go back to the start and look the same as they did fucking before. But anyway. Keep going.
I think it's gerbil powered. And somehow through them running on little gerbil wheels, they create some type of combustion fuel. Gets pushed out the back and gets fired up, and there's propulsion at about 9.2 meters per second.
Is that what they say? Is that? Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, no, that's not how it happens,
and they
people.
get that principle because stuff falls at roughly.
Oh, okay. So they don't believe in science only when it applies to what they're trying to prove.
Only when it applies to what they need to apply to. Yes.
Yeah, sounds very familiar, almost religious in that sense.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'll move this
As
over.
you said, the topic has fallen quite flat.
Anyway,
Too many puns.
Too many, mate. Nah, man, puns are fucking. Puns are the sign of an intelligent man.
Seeing farther from higher.
This is what you were saying before. So I think we've sort of covered that. But if you want,
perspective of things.
But if you want to cover that again, go ahead. But I'm pretty sure we covered it just before when you were talking. Move it on to number what? 7, 6?
Look at other planets. Make your own observations.
Well, that's exactly what we said before.
And the existence of time zones.
Yeah! That's one thing. Yeah, okay, yeah, sure.
So, yeah, we could call a buddy in Perth. And they're 2 hours behind or in front.
I think they might be in
so
front.
The sun could set for us, yet still be up for them, proving that the Earth is curved.
Well, that's exactly right. But don't you understand, Franco? Australia doesn't exist.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, see, we all got fucking drowned. We're all
on some islands, aren't we?
Yeah, in
Pilots
South America.
are in on it. The catering staff are in on it. The Tiki girls are definitely in on it.
I fucking
they
knew
know
it, man.
something.
They know something, those Tiki. Oh, fucking hell.
You know, I started raising, like, a red flag really went up when they said the accommodation would be wicker huts and hammocks.
Yeah, right, yeah. Because, everyone fucking...
Surrounded by pure, pristine beaches, and which we are.
Yeah.
Tropical. It's tropical everywhere.
Yeah, it's not like you can get in a boat and circle the fucking island.
Yep. Our little canoes that we have.
Yeah.
They're fishing every day.
But again, it goes back to that conspiratorial fucking idea, because you argue about Australia. Yeah, sure. Sorry, dude. You argue about Australia. All right, snatch. Be rude. And they're like, well, that's just a cover-up because they fucking threw all their convicts in the ocean. And to cover up the fact that they threw all their convicts in the ocean, boom, fucking, you know. So Ned Kelly is just a made-up construct.
They did that so they didn't have to identify them with the American public.
Right.
Just like Obama. Osama bin Laden.
Osama bin Laden? What?
Yeah, Osama bin Laden. They didn't get any ID identification.
Yeah, and they dumped the body in the ocean, dude. Yeah. No, listen.
Dad, it's done now. Why you keep asking us questions? Shut up.
But dude, there is something fucking weird about bin Laden dying, because he had a disease that fucking, if he truly had the disease that the fucking they say, what was it?
Kidney disease. He's on dialysis.
Yeah. If he truly had that, then he would have had to be in a hospital. And he's also the number one fucking patient with that disease to survive as long as he did. If he truly survived as long as they said he did. But more unlikely, he was fucking murdered fucking years earlier and fucking body frozen. And the reason it was dumped in the ocean was because it was fucking frozen. Now that, again, conspiratorial. But still, the whole SEAL team who was on that raid was piled into a fucking helicopter that sat like 20 people, and there were 25 of them, flew out over the desert and blew up. But they said, no, you know what happened? Al-Qaeda snuck on the base and did that. Al-Qaeda snuck on the base, stuck a fucking bomb on one of their helicopters, and just so happened that the same fucking helicopter that they fucking put the bomb on was the same fucking helicopter that blew up and had SEAL Team 6, the ones that killed fucking bin Laden. Just coincidence, mate. Just coincidence. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Now, that's the thing. Like, I started this podcast about conspiracy theories to tackle subjects like that. Now, I'm debunking a majority of them, starting with this fucking flat Earth fucking bullshit, because I've quickly realised, as I said earlier,
debunking for a long time.
Well, this is going to be the last fucking time that I fucking mention it.
It's been going on for generations now.
What do you mean it's been going on? No, it's been got a resurge from fucking the internet. That's what's fucking... Can I borrow that lighter again? Sorry, my
500 years ago, a majority of people thought...
No, that's a lot. No, bullshit. No, not... A majority of people did not think the world...
The earth was ruled by the clergy and the church.
Listen, it wasn't a majority of fucking people. A majority of scientists, right? And it was the fucking people that had no access to fuck... Because the printing press it didn't exist.
It's probably a wrong statement. A majority of people were going along with what they were told by the church, clergy and the church.
Well, yeah, dude. If I fucking told, if you grew up, if I told you that fucking that man lived with dinosaurs and the Earth was flat, you know, here's the fucking, you know, here's the Bible, here's what, you know, proves it, and then you're like, well, can I take that home? No, one per church, because there was no printing press at the time, that people didn't have access to information. Unlike today, this is what really fucking pisses me off about the thing. We have the internet. We have access to information that we never did prior to fucking 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. And now we're fucking believing bullshit. Like, bullshit's coming to the surface. And it all comes down to the fact that we don't trust anyone anymore.
Cross-reference something or check something. You go with evidence.
Hang on, just get a bit closer.
An observation. Mm-hmm. You conclude with other people and you ask questions and you see...
Peer review, it's called.
You do experiments and you see if other people come up with the same results.
That's called peer review.
And through that, you come to conclusions and conclude. This must be that. That must be this.
It all comes down to what I was saying before. It all comes down to what I was saying before. Now, with the death of religion, people don't believe in God anymore. But I feel that it's left, and Sam Harris has talked about this.
I think that's untrue.
Well, Sam Harris has talked about this. Jordan Peterson has talked about this, and it's left a gap in people where that religious side filled. And now that fucking religion is gone out of the majority of people who are atheists or just don't believe the church and what they say anymore, that they've filled that up. No, but they've filled it up with something else. Now that that's taken away, they've put something in its place. Now, rather that be fucking this bullshit about flat Earth, because it is religious. It does trigger that fucking religious side, because they're believing bullshit that fucking can be contradicted. But when it's contradicted, it's lies. It's no different than heresy. than back in the day when you'd say something against the Bible. Well, that's heresy, and you need to be locked away.
Because they're talking, you're trying to debate with people that aren't open-minded.
Again, because of their ideology, not because.
When
that's why I don't
corrected and fucking told, something corrected. They'll despise it if it goes against what they think. But someone that's a bit smarter will be open-minded and
but I don't
take in all the evidence.
I don't think
all the information.
Maybe I don't think it's just intelligence because you have a lot of fucking smart people, and I'm not even just talking about fucking flat Earth right now. I'm talking about ideology. You have a lot of fucking smart people who believe a lot of fucking bullshit, and they believe it because they grew up in it. Either they grew up in it and they were in a sense indoctrinated.
Believe it, are they?
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Just putting it out there.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that they're stuck with an ideology that they can't shake.
I believe in mystical elves, but
yeah, well, fucking where's your mystical? Yeah, well, okay.
Does it make me true? Does it make me right?
I need you to get closer. Sorry, dude, but I need you to get closer to the mic.
You need to get a longer mic stand so
Huh?
I can relax.
Dude, I got the longest fucking thing. Pull your chair in.
Tyrannical
just
host.
Oh, fucking oath, man.
Joe
Because
Rogan never did this.
yeah. Oh, no.
And he offered drugs.
Well, yeah. Well, maybe we'll talk about that after the podcast. But anyway, I'm giving you a beer. There's beer down here if you want a beer.
Had to bring my own. Jesus.
Anyway.
Gee willikers.
You're really going to pull that out now?
Why?
I'm just saying.
Frowned upon?
I'm just saying this camera's going.
Camera's going?
Mm-hmm.
Are we live?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much?
Pretty
What's
much.
that mean? Pretty much?
Pretty much you're going to get done if you fucking pull out whatever you got in the back. Oh, it's a book. Never mind. Sorry, folks. I thought he was getting out something else.
It's an intermission.
Alright. Listen, folks, we're going to have a quick fucking break and we'll be back in a fucking moment. Welcome back to Southern Cross Resistance. I apologise for that little hiatus, but we had to fucking stop for bathroom breaks, and this one wanted to fucking sick. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So we're back. Fucking, you want to sort of tie this up a little bit, but I still have a couple of articles. I want to sort of loop you in. Like, I know you don't want to do the full 3 hours, but
so I gotta go, folks. And
yeah. Apparently, he has a life. Whatever that is. I don't know.
It does involve corny articles.
Hey. Corny arguments. I think we're getting pretty well.
Corny articles.
Corny. Fuck you. You fuck.
No,
anyway, huh?
Lack of evidence.
Lack of evidence with the fuck. All right. What he's talking about, folks, is an article that I wanted to talk about, but fucking he doesn't think that it's fucking sufficient. So until further evidence comes out, we're gonna do a full fucking presentation on that. I'm gonna do a whole documentary. Where you going? Sit your ass fucking down. We're almost finished. All right. Well, fucking. What are you doing? We're not doing jazz hands. No. Stop it.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, folks, so this is going to be a short one today. Okay, we only ever covered fucking flat Earth, but that'll be fine, I guess. This whole episode... Huh? Final thoughts. Okay, if you want to fucking leave so quickly, just give us some final fucking thoughts on what we were talking about with the flat Earth.
The Earth is flat. Mm-hmm.
Are we done? We're done.
It's a round disc.
It's a round
Or is
disc.
it a round square?
Yeah, no.
Square, triangle. But we know it's flat.
I knew. During the break, folks, we got a call from NASA. You got to stop talking about what you're talking about.
Got SEAL Team 6 heading to your direction right now.
SEAL Team 6, they're all dead, dude, as I said.
That's not true.
It is fucking true,
that.
man. You can Google it yourself. I don't have time to fucking prove fucking shit that's actually been proven. But anyway, fucking, you look at it yourself, do your own fucking research, and that's what okay, here's my final thoughts on fucking flat Earth. It's a simple Google search, guys, to prove that this shit isn't fucking real. And I guarantee I'm going to get a lot of hate for this fucking episode. I'm just sick of fucking arguing about it. We've fucking given you fucking... Look, if you don't believe in if you believe the fucking Earth is flat, then just look at what these fuckers are saying. Right? They're saying that fucking there's a disc. that's flying in space. That's the reason we have gravity. That's pushing down on, what was the percentage you said before?
Maybe it's half and half. It's flat, but it's round.
It's a rounded right.
Can't we just go along to get along and
no
come to a negotiation?
No, we can't,
50-50?
man. No, not when you're talking bullshit.
Flat, but it's round.
It's a rounded sphere. It's a flat.
Round, like.
The Earth is fucking round. Look at the fucking moon. The moon, the moon, the stars, everything fucking proves it. This idea that we're getting pushed up on a disc through fucking space is utter fucking ridiculous, and it goes back to this stupid fucking ideology. And I don't give a fuck what ideology. Okay, that one's dead. I don't give a fuck what fucking.
He's butthurt about it.
Huh?
He's butthurt.
I'm sick of hearing about it. Listen,
it frustrates him.
It does. It really fucking frustrates me. But it's the last time. People do. I get emails and fucking
because
messages.
I keep telling them. Keep doing it.
It's you! I fucking knew it.
I don't have 100 aliases on that.
There's plenty of fucking videos that will go into depth of exactly what I'm saying, but what I'm getting at here is this idea of flat Earth, and it even fucking dips into fucking conspiracy theories. People believe things regardless on the facts, and until fucking we can introduce reason, logic, and some evidence behind of what you're saying, then what you're saying doesn't fucking hold water. And obviously not, because we're on a globe. Anyway.
That felt like a Jerry's final thought.
I'm trying to fucking wrap this up. I'm trying to get my final thoughts across this. I'm trying. Well, okay.
In my little wrap up is use your own noodle.
Yeah.
Come to your own conclusion.
Do your own research. Look up the facts, and at the end of the day, you're going to find out that what they tell you on these bullshit things, they're just fucking with you. I pray for your humanity that these guys are just fucking with people, because otherwise we've got a whole bunch of fucking just idiots just running amok out there that are causing fucking this whole fucking podcast to go off track. But anyway, we're not going to get into the articles that I had on the side here. I might just start reading one of them.
Keep trolling him with that flat earth shit. It's funny as fuck.
Yeah, I'm probably going to get fucking worse trolled now after doing this video, but I'm just fucking saying there are plenty of fucking people who are pointing out the facts that the fucking Earth isn't flat, and even the main guy who suggests the fucking Earth is flat, I can't think of his name, won't go on fucking Joe Rogan's podcast, because Joe Rogan's organised fucking him and fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson to appear on the fucking podcast to debate the whole flat Earth theory. Where is he? He doesn't fucking show up, because I guarantee he doesn't fucking believe in it. He's some fucking preacher out there fucking collecting money from fucking idiots who are just
making money somewhere, isn't it?
It is, man. Fucking this guy's on Patreon, I guess. I don't know. He's getting money somehow. He's got to be making money somehow. Otherwise, he wouldn't be doing what he's doing. Seriously, there's conventions for flat Earth, for fuck's sake. People are getting together and having conventions and shit.
Yeah, we got the United States flagpole.
Have they?
Flag out the front of those conventions. No.
Oh, okay, whatever. But
that's what they're saying. Like,
I'm pretty sure
flag is.
I think the first one was held in America, though.
The flat Earth model. They're mocking us with it, shoving it right under our noses.
Regardless if it's flat Earth, if it's fucking whatever ideology you find yourself under, Christianity, fucking
dumb shitism,
whatever it is, man, just fucking do your own research and find a fucking solution to that. Look at, if you got a conspiracy theory, type in that conspiracy theory and hit debunked, and then hear the other side of the argument. It was just like we were saying at the start of this podcast, unless you can argue both sides in the argument, then you shouldn't be saying fuck all. Anyway, that's all from us from Southern Cross Resistance. Fucking, I've been Chris Leeson. Check us out on Twitter. Fucking
check me out on Twitter.
Are you on Twitter?
No, I'm not on.
You should be on Twitter.
No.
Just so you can argue with morons.
Tweet.
It's great. Check us out on Twitter at SCR_news. We're on BitChute, YouTube, Facebook, all Southern Cross Resistance. Easiest to find. Chris Leeson.
Bob Marley. Signing off.
That's all for the show, folks. Have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon.
This is being Kent Brockman. Sorry.